Hello?
One, two, one, two. Hello?
Hello? Hello? Hello? Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me? Hello? Is it loud enough? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Okay. You hold this. Wow. I'll just use mine. Be back. Are you having memories? Nostalgic memories, good or bad? Good, bad, ugly. Yes. Good. Is it still afternoon? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My microphone is not working very well, but I'm sure you can all hear me. My name is Michael, and I am with Jennifer today. Please introduce yourself.
I'm Jennifer.
Yes, and we'll be your MCs for today's program. And I'm sure you have a lot of expectations. We are having a maiden homecoming set of activities today. And a lot of us have been through, in fact, all of us. Do we have on computer science, persons here? Those who didn't do computer science in this department, but they are happy to be celebrating with us today. Do we have any of such here? Okay. All right. That's good. At least once you see what is happening here and you get to enjoy the program, maybe you decide to take a master's program or a PhD program with us. Amen to that. Please give them a round of applause for coming here. So without wasting much time, we'll get started. We've already taken too much of your time, and thank you for coming. We'll call on Elizabeth to give us the opening prayer. Right. Elizabeth, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. So Elizabeth will give us the opening prayer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello. Okay. Please, we are praying. Okay. Almighty God, we thank you for this afternoon. We bless your holy name. We thank you for this God. Invite the Holy Spirit to lead us to come and have a gathering. We pray that it will be a successful gathering, and we pray that all that we will discuss here will go on well with us. In Jesus' mighty name have we prayed. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, Elizabeth. So we're supposed to have started a bit earlier, but once we want everybody to get into the atmosphere, right? So then we want a few hands up to tell us about their experiences when they were here. We have some people online as well. A lot of people have joined us online, and they couldn't join us in person, but they've been able to join us online. Let's give them a round of applause for coming. Okay. All right. So we'll be taking our welcome address from our able HOD, but he's not here with us at the moment, and we would want our immediate past head of department in the person of Professor Jamaldeen Abdullahi to give us.
That's how you call him. Hello. Some faces are known to me, some are strange, even though I've been here for some time. But some were here, some left long before I came here. But the faces are relatively young, majority, so which means that I have actually shared the compound with you for some time. So those of you who can remember me, my name is Jamaldeen Abdullahi. I happen to be the former head of department, and I was hoping to come and sit there to enjoy myself. Unfortunately, my boss, who is the current HOD, is not around. So I've been asked to step into his big shoes and welcome you here to the Department of Computer Science, University of Ghana. So on this note, I would want to say that first of all, we are grateful you are joining us here this evening or afternoon. It's been a long time for some of you, and I'm sure having arrived here and see the way the department has transformed, nobody will tell you that we have been working very, very, very hard to make you proud. And for some of you, when you were here, I think that running a minor in computer science and then major in statistics and other science, physical sciences. Today, the department is running major in computer science, is running minor in computer science, is running information technology, and is running also a lot of postgraduate programs. I'm sure you'll be told about that later. I don't think I have to spend time mentioning that. But we run PhD programs now, and we run master's programs as well. And for all you know, the department is the most resource department in terms of human resource in this country. It is rare to have a faculty of computer science in this country of 80% of the faculty members being professors. So I'll not take much of your time. I'm sure we have a lot to share with you. On this note, welcome to Department of Computer Science.
Thank you very, very much, Prof.
Thank you so much, Prof. Jamal. I'm very sure that not most of us know about the history of Department of Computer Science. So in our next section, we'll be inviting Professor Ferdinand Kachi to give us the history of the department.
Very good evening to you, and welcome to the department. Welcome our distinguished HOD. It's a great to see, and one of the first people who I met here. Now, when alumni gather, I mean, something wonderful begins to happen. So you remember suddenly that you used to run on far less sleep than you are doing today, right? That every meals came from the night market without those. And that there was some time you submitted the assignments at 7:59 p.m. Right? Those were things that you were doing. So it's a privilege to join you today to reminiscent about these things and to share ideas on how we can shape the future. As a former head of department, one of my greatest joys is to watch you develop, come in here, fresh faces, curious, and then go on to leaders, you know, contributing in diverse ways. And then, importantly, also creating opportunities for others. So many of you are now leading institutions, started your own companies, you know, creating knowledge and serving your communities in diverse and distinguished ways. So they are give me the work that we do, and that whatever we are doing is not in vain. Not many of you would know one of the early figures in the history of our department was Father John Costa. Father Costa was a missionary priest, yeah, who arrived in Ghana in 1950. Right, he was a physicist, right, and he worked on astronomy and atmospheric science. In 1957, when the Sputnik satellite was launched, he was the first person outside of the Soviet Union to detect it. Can you believe that? In the at the University of Ghana, these things was being done. So, if you consider the sort of equipment that they had at that time, right, for this achievement, I mean, Greece could only have been either he was had a very good, or or what do you call it? It was science. Beyond space sciences, he quietly planted the seeds of what to become our department today. This achievement that he made in detecting the Sputnik, he was officially designated as the National Satellite Observer of Ghana. Right? Now, he established what was then the original, the programming unit in the physics department to support the computational needs of the atmospheric measurements that they were making. You may also be surprised to know that he was the first person to show that the ionization around the equator was far more than around other parts of the world. And for those who take my course in communications, ionization of the atmosphere plays an important role in long-distance wireless communication. So this was an important feat. And it shows that good research can be done here at Legon. So this discovery actually influenced, to a very large extent, long-distance wireless communication. But this history is also somehow personal to me, because my own dad worked under Father Costa. He was a physics student working under Father Costa. And you recall the evenings they spent together in the lab or is at home, poring over ideas with just a little bit of whiskey flowing. And sometimes the whiskey flowed faster than the ideas, right? And then he would say things like, what do you call it? It's only after the second glass of whiskey that the best ideas came. So from the programming unit that was established, they awarded certificates and diplomas. That's what they were doing at that time. Then in 1980, under the leadership of Dr. Dr. Boache, that was transformed or upgraded into what? A department. And then we could only offer minor degrees, which means we're only playing some nice supporting role to other departments. So you can't take a major degree in computer science, you would minor in computer science and major in something else, right? But then so that was in 1980s. So it continued for a long time. Then by around 2012, we were under the leadership of Matilda Wilson, or maybe someone earlier, we could now offer degree programs, major degree programs in computer science. That was a major achievement. So shortly after that, we could now offer, we introduced another program, undergraduate program. And then today, we have a very thriving community, right, with over 3,000 students in the department. This year alone, the number of applicants into the departments, those applying for admission to the departments, I understand it, exceeds well as 6 applicants applying. Of these, we may only be able to admit less than 15%. So this is a real challenge, right? If we are going to continue to deliver top quality education, it means we need to think about it, right? So we'll discuss that, we'll look at the ways we can support, but then today is our evening. Let us let our heads down, enjoy ourselves, reconnect, make the connections again. We have a long way to go. The story of the department is not ending today. I've said there are many people who have gone through here. We've had great people like Mrs. Kitcher, Mr. Klu, what do you call him? Mr. Uredu, and so on. And many that I cannot mention. But today, there are many more young people. We are expecting that more will be from within your ranks. What we really need now are female faculty. We are very short on would like to see more of our ladies joining us and contributing to the work that we do. So that's about the history of this department. We are closely linked with other departments, especially our origins from physics. We've worked very closely with statistics, mathematics, you know, and there's a lot more that we can do. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ferdinand. We are honored to have you. So we would like to receive our remarks from our very own Dean, Professor Doku Amponsa.
Thank you very much. Yes, I am an associate. Yes, I combine statistics and mathematics, but I have a background from the humanities, and I was offered mathematics, statistics, and computer science at the first year. Yes, I ran away because I could not run programs on a paper. Yes, that was the main reason why I ran away. But in fact, I've always liked the department. I have to be frank. And he talk about resources. Most of our food come from this department. The money we get in terms of special programs, money from IGF from special program. I think computer science is topping the list. And this year, the admission is still ongoing. And so far, I've admitted almost 365. Yes, and we expect about 68% of them to enroll. That is for computer science alone. The IT is also there. And that one is also taking about 300. And then that one usually will record almost 90% enrollment. Yes. But we still have a lot of them in the system who still want to do computer science, even on fee paying. But we don't have the resources to admit all of them. So as we gather here today, maybe we will talk about this and see how we can help the department. But something was prepared for me, so I'll need to read it. Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. And it is a true privilege to be here today, surrounded by so many familiar faces. Some of you are familiar, and then many community you serve. Yes, most of our software solutions are developed by faculties in the department. Most of our software solutions, for the university, and currently we are developing more. Yes, you have demonstrated that at its heart, computer science is about people connecting and improving lives. But of course, the journey hasn't been easy. We have all faced moments of doubt, failure, and frustration. Yet it is through this challenge that we have learned some of the most valuable lessons, and not just about coding, but also resilience, collaboration, and the importance of never giving up, even when the solution isn't obvious. As we gathered here today, let us also look ahead. The world is changing faster than ever, and the problems we face are more complex. But I am confident that the skills we have honed in this department, creativity, critical thinking, and collaboration will continue to drive positive change in the world. The work you have done and the work we will do together moving forward will shape the future in ways we can't yet imagine. To all of us, thank you. Your accomplishments inspire us, and your legacy lives on in everything we do here. Let's continue to stay connected, collaborate, and support one another as we move forward in this exciting future. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Prof. Doku Amponsa, for the very kind words. Please give it up for him one more time. And I believe that today we are really, really blessed because initially we had mentioned that our current HOD was not with us, but thankfully he has been able to join us. We want just some few words from him, like some 30 words from our able Professor Ebenezer Owusu, who is the current head of department, computer science.
Good afternoon. Hello.
So I needed to. So the people online, the outside people cannot hear. Yeah, so it's for online and outside. Okay, so I needed to add one more thing. And he's also standing in for our provost, Prof. Yidana, who's supposed to also be giving us a remark. So, sir, you do both things for us. Thank you very much.
Hello. Wow. Good afternoon. And you are welcome to the department. I think some of you have been out here for more than 10 years, right? And when you came back, probably you don't see so much difference structurally, but the department is doing a lot. Now, our major problem is department building. That is our major problem. But if you look at what the department is doing, there have been a lot of changes. I think when some of you were here, of us are professors. And the department has become a very big one. You know, if you look at the undergraduate level, currently we have about 4,000 undergraduate students, and often computer science and information technology. If you look at the postgraduate level, I don't know if my colleagues have already declared it to you. We are running 3 master's programs. MSc Computer Science, MSc MPhil Computer Science, and then MSc IT for Business, and then MSc MPhil Data Science. In fact, next year, it is likely that we will add 3 more. MSc MPhil Machine Learning and Artificial Intelligence, MSc MPhil Human-Computer Interactions, and then MSc MPhil. There's one network and telecommunication systems. The cybersecurity is already at JTech. So hopefully by next week or 2, they will be here to access that program. So if you look at this, you see that a whole lot of program. In fact, for instance, we had about 530 students that applied for our master's programs. And then we were able to absorb a little over 450 this year alone. At the PhD level, we have more than 40 PhD students. So the department is growing. It is growing. And this year, in fact, last year, undergraduate level, IT for Business, we had about 7,100 applicants. Computer Science to how many, Dean? About 7,000 plus. In all, 15,000, but we needed just 400. 200 IT, 200 computer science. This year, it is almost the same. The reason why we couldn't take much is space. You know our course is hands. It takes plenty. How are you going to train them? That's why we think important that we bring the alumni back so that we decide together. When you go to business school, they are doing the same. We can't do it alone. When university management will tell you that if you want your department to thrive, you have to, have discussion or move with the alumni. So that is the reason why we think it is very important. We bring you here, you are part of us. You see, if something is not moving at the right direction, we will want you to advise. So we have brought you here. I think this is the first time, right? This is the first time. Last year, we were trying to bring the alumni together, but there were a lot of constraints. So we welcome you, and your opinions are much needed. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very, very much. So, like was mentioned by our various abled speakers, some of us left, like, let's say, a year or two ago, as in left the department a year or two ago. Some people left about 10 years ago, others left about 20 years ago, and others left about what? Years ago, right? How many of us were here in the 90s? Anyone who was part of us in the 90s, please put up your hand. I just want to see a wave. Or let me start from the 80s. Oh, Mr. 70. Yes. So we have Mr. Clue with us, you know, and there has been a lot of transformation, massive transformation from where we started to where we are now. So we want to show you a little video that shows where we are. And then also we have messages from some of our alumni who were not able to make it to this place because some of them are overseas, right? So we have very short messages from some of our alumni, some of whom we remember very well. One of them was actually my TA when I was in level 100, and they are doing fantastic things. And one thing that is so surprising is that a very small department that is hiding in a if you know the caliber of people that have passed through this place, you will be amazed. When you hear the profile, you'll be like, wow, we are doing very amazing things, and we need to showcase the talent and the caliber of people that have passed through this department. So please, technical can show us the messages from our alumni.
Started with the mathematical science. in 2018, we didn't get straight computer science. We had mathematical science. So some of us were torn in between mathematics and computer science, mathematics and statistics and all that. So during our time, I think when we were in level 200, when we were going to level 200 or 300 or so, some of us wanted to do mathematics with computer science, combined major. Some of us wanted to do single major and all that. And it looks like there were a little bit of confusion around. So some of us did the mathematics and computer science till level 300, and then we were asked to go and do certain courses. So we had to come and do some CSCD courses. We were just confused, and people were just calling this lecturer here and there. People were running to maths departments that maths should help them, and they are supposed to do certain courses at maths they didn't do. Others too were asked to come and do CSCD 20 something. I remember Mr. Klu's course, CSCD 201. Mr. Klu's course was CSCD 201, information systems. Yes, some do mathematics and combine. Asked not to do information systems. Now we got to level come and do information. So it was a bit of good to us, but God being so good, able to catch up things and then come back things well to strive through. Thank you so much for that.
All right, thank you so much, Ima. That was a great one. So there's something I want to say. I'm also a product of this department, and I was fortunate enough to do a combined major, that is computer science and math. And I must say that University of Ghana offers some of the best programs you can ever have. When it comes to that combination, a lot of people don't understand. But if you are someone who has a double major in computer science and math, or statistics and computer science, or statistics and math, or physics and computer science, you are a different breed. And it is only in the University of Ghana that you get such. So please give it up again for University of Ghana. All right. So where we've gotten to, we want to have a very short but deep panel discussion on the evolution of the department. You know, sometimes when you want to go forward, you have to take stock of the things that you've done in the past, which of the things were good, which of the things you could have done better. That will inform you as to how to do things in the future that will be of benefit to faculty, students, and the community at large. There are things that people do not understand. There are so many times that people have had discussions with me concerning, the type of degree programs we offer here, because, my son is coming to do computer science, but after doing computer science, he cannot repair my phone. When there's a problem on my phone, the antivirus, he cannot do it. People don't even understand the difference between computer science, information technology, computer engineering, information systems, management information systems. Everybody thinks that once they hear anything computer, that means you have to open the computer and then, change the RAM or do something of the sort. So this panel discussion is going to look at the evolution of, the department, the phases that we have gone through, where we are, and then where we ought to be. So without wasting much time, I will invite the panel members. It's going to be made up of the people who have contributed in shaping our lives up to this point and will continue to remain in the fabric of the science department's journey. So let's invite our panel members. We'll start. Oh, is it ready? Okay. So then the video that we wanted to show is ready. So then we'll do that, and then quickly we can resume with the panel discussion. So let's let it roll.
get used to. And some people do Java man because I love to write code in Java a lot. These days I don't write as much code, fortunately or unfortunately. I'm a project manager and I lead project currently for Airbnb, but prior to that, I worked with Amazon for about 7 years leading projects for Alexa. And when it comes to the computer science department, I have a ton of fun memories with friends and great learnings. And one of the key learnings that have stuck with me and I picked up from a professor we named Joe Block in a modeling and design class is how to think, critically about real-world complex problems, break them into chunks and attack them in an iterative way so that ultimately comes to a solution. These are valuable skills that I currently use and I'm excited to affirm my stuff from computer science department. I'm excited to hear about the homecoming coming up. I'm hoping this is the start of more open channels of communications between alum and students. And so I'm really bummed that I can't be there myself, but I'm inviting you all to be there. It's on the 13th of December at 3 p.m. prompt, no Ghana time. Please be there and enjoy yourselves. I'm hoping there is a format next year that allows me to show up in person or at least join virtually. Wishing you guys all the best and hope to see you soon.
Hi, my name is Ephia Owusu-Propie, and I'm a 2007 Computer Science and Statistics graduate from the University of Ghana, where I had my Bachelor of Science. It's a joy to share this appreciation with you. When I think about my computer science days, I remember us learning all sorts of programming languages. And I particularly remember that some of those languages we had to learn it while the activities we could enjoy eventually.
All right. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Mark.
Yeah, so thank you very much. We had messages from Joseph Eklu. Please join us in front for the panel discussion. Please join us in front for the panel discussion. Please give him a round of applause. Okay. Then the next person, we have Professor Ferdinand Katreku. Then the next, we have Professor Jamal Din Abdullahi. Okay, then we have our current HOD in the person of Professor Ebenezer Owusu. Please. Then two more. We have our abled Professor Winfred Yaukuma to also join us. And then finally, our Dean of School of Physical and Mathematical Sciences in the person of Professor Doku Amponsa. Please give them a round of applause. Now we are going to make this, because we're going to have a few panel discussions, we're going to make this very brief. We're going to ask them a few questions and then we'll have them, it's based on their experiences. They have been in this university for a very long time. They know what happens in other departments, the kind of growth that we have been through, the challenges that we've had to face over the period, and how we're able to overcome those challenges. So we'll start with the evolution of the Department of Computer Science over the years. But I think that has been discussed extensively by the history that was already read by Prof. Katreku. So maybe we can skip that one. And then we go on to the growth of academic programs. Now, one of the major questions that circulate in our country is that there is the gap between the academic training that we have and then the requirements of industry. There are a lot of people who say that, oh, I'm coming to do computer science so that when I finish, I get a job. First of all, understanding what computer science is about is usually lacking, but then there's a certain expectation from industry as to the kind of skill set that someone should possess after they finish a degree program, right? So this question is to the panel. We want to understand how we can address this problem. And when I say address this problem, make sure we have an understanding of the needs of industry, how we tailor our curriculum for it to serve the country at large, or the world and humanity at large. So where would I start with? Who will go first?
We are running. I think Prof. Kachireku and myself, I think we were there when we started the undergraduate in particular. Yes, there is a session where GTech require you to bring in some stakeholders that you've interacted with and their input into the programs. And our academic board also requires that. So in terms of training people to meet the needs of the industry, the current program has it. It is not all that, but that's what I want to say.
Yeah, thank you. Those are the last information technology. And one of the key questions we always ask is we have what we call professional assessment. So in developing curriculum, you have to always do this one jointly with professionals, which in our department over the years we have tried to do. We have tried to even get Microsoft team to look at our academic curriculum. I remember when I was here, we had to forward some of our curriculum to Microsoft team in Nigeria with the new African office they opened in Nigeria for them to access the course. On top of that, we have been working with industry partners like IBM, school, and in most cases, to industry, we adopt the curriculum of these companies and then fuse it into the academic curriculum to be able to make sure that we get our students prepared. In particular, myself, when I'm teaching computer networking, 80% of my content is coming from Cisco. 80% of my content is coming from CCNP training, CCNA training. And I believe my colleagues who are teaching Oracle are doing the same. So over the years, we have tried to evolve to make sure that we don't just teach only theoretical computer science, but we also combined with industry content. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I will speak from my experience with Legon and then my professional background. When computer science started in Legon, it came to a point like this, where the university was asking us to solve problems more than, they teach the computer science actually. So what happened? They started asking computer science students to do accounting, to do business subjects. So that's how come you combine with economics, etc., etc. Importantly, they were insisting that we teach business courses. So as students go back into industry to solve problems. However, from strategy, when we talk about strategy, we're talking about long-term thinking in terms of the national goals, etc. And this should be defined very well. Then what we call structure will follow. All right, we restructure ourselves to solve that strategic problem. This alignment is what is the problem in the country now. When you look at the educational sector, it used to be the tertiary level. Then we have the HNDs, high national diplomas. Then we have the secondary, etc. Today, all the HNDs have been converted to universities, technical universities. What is the strategy? The strategy is that tertiary education is about opening your mind so that you can do research, etc. Right? That the HNDs will do the practical or the tactical aspect of industry. where they train them on skills, etc. All right. Then we have the other aspects. Today, we have mixed up all those things. The strategy is not well defined. University is being asked to solve problems which the HNDs are supposed to solve. Now, when these issues came up in Legon at that time, they have a structure at the science level. We have what you call the technical staff. So computer science, for example, we had the technical staff who are well trained with HND skills, etc., programming, everything to support the lecturers. So when you come to the lab, the lecturer doesn't enter labs. It is the technical people who are in the lab who train the students. So by the time you reach level 300, or at that time, final year, you are a coder. You know how to code. You know how to do everything because they are specialists in the lab. Unfortunately, that aspect also has been washed away. All right? A degree student is now in the lab trying to teach the fellow students how to code. No. Cisco came in precisely also because of that. But there are no technical staff well trained to handle the Cisco program. So it became more or less an academia again. So like my colleagues are saying, we have to really look at the national strategy, the goals, look at the university strategy and what is intended to do. And then the HND structure, how is the national level considering the HND, right? Why have we upgraded them to the universities? And what are they supposed to do, right? So we have to look at the strategies and look at the structures. I heard a professor arguing on a panel recently in one of the, I think, UNESCO programs. And he said, university lecturers are not supposed, or universities are not supposed to solve problems per se. Theirs is to do research and then guide policy, politicians, etc., to do things. Okay, that was his point of view, that universities are not supposed to go and solve direct problems. No, industry will bring the problems, we model it, we design it, and then there are people to do it back in the industry. This is his thinking. And I think Legon has a similar structure. Okay, so let's think about it, how these things have evolved and have been messed up. To me, they have been messed up. The strategies, national goals, everything have been messed up. Let us look at how we can advise politicians and the national people to realign these things for us so that we can pass.
Make sure that the quality is not diluted over the period. So we are experiencing growth, tremendous growth when it comes to student population, even how much we'll be able to take in terms of applicants, then to students, then the faculty, the strength of the faculty, and how to, you know, better the quality of the education that we give to the young ones. So this one, who will go first? Okay, Prof.
Right. I've actually alluded to that in the introductory remarks that I made. The point is that we get into an area where the numbers are unsustainable for a department. A department to have over 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 students is unmanageable. This is a population for a school. Even in some places, it's for a whole college, right? And so this is where we need to get the support of university management to understand that where we are now, we need to diversify, break up, right? Not break up the thing totally, but break up into units, departments. Each department will have a head with its staff and with its students. So it's much easier then. So in a department, if you have 1,200 students, that is more manageable than having one person managing 8,000 students. The administrative staff managing all this number of students is just totally, in my view, not workable. And so my plea again is to push this idea forward with the support of our dean is here, our HOD, so that the university gets to understand that, look, where we are now, we need to grow. I mean, we are big now. We need a school. Then we break up the school, we have smaller units that we can manage. And then the quality teaching, other things can follow. Because as at now, my level 100 class, there are over 1,000 students in that class. Now, if I was going to teach them in groups, right, of 50, how many students would I have? 200 groups. How do I manage that? So inevitably, those sessions will end up being another lecture. Because we simply don't have the space on the timetable to do that. So these are things that we need to seriously think about. The quality will come when we have smaller units to deal with. And that's my take. Anyway, my colleagues here.
Okay, yes. I think I fully support that. I think we have discussed it here many times, but I don't think we have ever had that confidence enough to push that agenda forward. And I think it is quite clear now that we have to push that agenda. And of course, we are happy to have our strong mouthpiece here with us. I'm sure when we bring it to him, he will champion it with the university management. But in the interim, I do have problem with the way university restricts the faculty recruitment into the department. In other jurisdictions, for instance, Prof mentioned about 1,000 students. Now, this 1,000 students, he is expected to teach a minimum of 3 courses in a semester. Now, in other jurisdictions, he would have just taught 1 course. His group of students would have been put into a number of cohorts. So instead of teaching course 1, course 2, course 3, he teaches 1 course with multiple group of what? Students. So you can see consistency. So that is in the interim that we should be looking at. If we can't get the department, 1, we need to look at increasing the faculty. Okay. Then we also have to look at breaking the classroom into a cohort so that 1 lecturer can take multiple cohorts for a whole semester. Instead of teaching 2, 3 courses, he teaches only 1, but with multiple cohorts. So maybe this is what I will put forward. And then another thing I want to add is that I'm not done. That Dean, this issue of TA-ship, I remember some time ago there was a recruitment of TAs. They had a different package, but now the university doesn't encourage that and access to use national service personnel. Yes, and the graduate assistants, which is not helping because the money is not enough. So I know somewhere a TA is recruited and a TA is paid about 5,000 Ghana cedis a month. A TA, 5,000 Ghana cedis a month. I don't know whether University of Ghana can do this. So because as you know, this particular program is practically oriented program. It's not like economics where I can come and stand and talk for 3 hours and that's okay. The students will be okay. I have to send the students to lab and punch the computers together with them. Without that, forget. And the university has to see this in that lens, that this is a hands-on program that you need, in addition to the theories we need the practical skills. And so therefore we need more assistance. If you have more teaching assistants, you can put your students into number of groups. You go and lecture. You go into the big lecture hall, give the context. Then they can now go into lab in groups, supervised under a TA. They spend 3 hours at least in lab. That can bring a lot of change. Thank you.
All right. That's a tough question. The implementation is very difficult because we are under a lot of constraints. Talking about lecturers, you see, almost every year, lecturers retire from the university. Some also resign voluntarily. Others go on what? Steady leave. But you see, probably the right thing to do is when people retired or even die, we need to replace them. But that is a government policy. That's not something the university can do. And that part is not supportive. I remember, was it last year? Last year, the university was given the opportunity to recruit how many? Just 100. 100 C-bus. We got, I think, 23 or less than that. And that includes administrators. In fact, when you come to the department right now, our cleaner retired from service this year. We put in application for replacement. The university doesn't have financial clearance to recruit. The hands are tied. Do you see that? So that is it. And like Mr. Okru was saying, you see, if you look at the new SS policy, at the end of the year, probably about 70 to 80% of them will have to end up to tertiary institution. Now, every parent wants his daughter or son to do computer science. Things have changed. First, the HEF, yes, still we know that some people want to move to the HEF, but I am telling you frankly that this time majority of the youth want to move to computer science. Look at GTech, Prof. Jamal. GTech, what's the policy? One lecture to how many students? 22. But here is a situation because of the constraints. 1 to 150. The last time that that I checked, 1 to 150. It is very common here to see one lecturer in a classroom of over 700 students. In fact, last month, quality assurance came to my office. University here, the policy is that a class shouldn't be more than 300. So they wanted me to subdivide the class so that we have 300 students in the class. Practically, it was not possible. It's not possible. So some of these things, I think university management and politicians, we need to sit down. We need to sit down and address the problem, as it will be very, very difficult to implement it. Theoretically, yes, but very, very difficult to implement. Look at the facilities. Just look at the facilities. You come to University of Ghana here. I mean, which lecture room will accommodate 800? That number of what? You see, so that is it. One, there must be policy. Policy must work. The government must be, aware of the constraints to help. Apart from that, university management cannot do anything because they don't have the power. They don't have the financial clearance to even recruit. Thank you very much.
All right. Since we have these constraints, I believe there is something we can start doing ourselves. Of course, that's why we have all come together here Look at the department where you schooled. And you are here today, you walk around, you realize that facility-wise, we have not improved that much. But human resource has been improved, but we still need more hands. So as we come together like this, you look at your department, maybe providing labs and some facilities, software, because we are trying as much as possible in classes to let students have a hands-on. Some of us, we teach some 30 minutes theory, and then we go into practical aspects so that they can meet industry standard when they leave here. But how many labs do we have? Looking at the number of alumni members that we have, a little bit of contributions and so forth as we look forward to management and government. Government is so much constrained, as you all know. A lot of work, and they say no money. And we can't still keep waiting for the government. Years will be passing. But the little we can do to help ourselves, most of you or some of your children will definitely come here if they are not already here. So let us all together see the best we can do to help in terms of providing some facilities to the department. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I will also take it from that angle again. When we look at our curriculum, when it comes to the sciences, especially computer science, the related issues, for example, you talking about hardware issues, etc. When you look at it critically, a student from the basic school enters second cycle, then enters the university without knowing what, excuse me to say, a doubt is, what is this, etc. about physics, basic electronics. So it was proposed at some point that let's look at our curriculum again, the entire curriculum of the educational system, and push some of these things to the basic levels. So by the time you reach the university, at least you would have done most of those basic things that were expected to be doing at physics 3.0 something, hard electronics, a third year before you be doing electronics. How can you do a project in using those basic training at third year university level? So let's push some of the things down to the lower basics so they can know those things. By the time they reach the university, they are already at a certain level. Despite the numbers, they will have the quality so that we can train them. All right? Instead of pushing them from that level for us to come and teach logic, common logic. You teach level 100 logic, they don't know what logic is about. Why can't we push these things down to the lower levels? So I would suggest that we look at our curriculum again, push some of the activities that we are doing at the university level, expose the students at the lower levels so they come to the university with certain quality so the training becomes easier with the numbers, etc. So that is my take.
All right. So maybe yes. I need to talk about the school issue and this, because I've been pushed into. Yes, I support the idea of a school, but we have to look at our position also and see how best we can do it. Yes, I am looking at splitting the School of Physical Sciences into two. We have the other computational science, or which you want, or the mathematical science into one, and then the physical sciences. And I think that we can succeed with that. But having a school for computer science alone is going to be very difficult for us to achieve. And then we also with the graduate, the teaching assistant. Yes, I think in the past the university used to pay from its own ideas, but because of budgetary constraints, most of the resources are now diverted to other things. So they decided to stop the TA-ship. But what others are doing is that if they are able to raise IGF, their own IGF, then they can engage. So computer science, you are generating much. Maybe you can take a percentage of your IGF into an account and then use it to get people here to come and assist. That one, I think, will be supported by myself, and then I think the provost will support it. Yes, already Prof. Owusu has engaged some cleaners using IGF. So probably we can look at it, and then we engage TAs as well. I mean, TAs, not national service. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much.
All right.
Please give them a round of applause. Okay, thank you so much for joining us for the first panel discussion. We are going to move to our keynote speakers. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, she said. Okay.
I don't know. Sorry. I don't know the topic. I don't know the topic.
An introduction. I will stand. Join me to stand for this lady. She is Mrs. Caroline Kiche. She came to the department in 1976 as a postgraduate diploma student and graduated, and she was the first lady to be on staff. Yes, in 1977. She started teaching programming, and we're using the Fortran language, COBOL, and then what again? Yes, those two. She was in charge with Fortran, and the university had a policy that all science students should do programming, basic programming. So you can imagine the former vice chancellor sitting in that class being taught by Mrs. Kiche. She also developed the university, they designed and developed the university examination system, which we are using today. It is a template of it up to today. She did it. She used to run all the university. She was handling all the university examinations and would sit on the academic board, examination board, and advise them, etc. At that time, we were using a mainframe, 1130 IBM mainframe, without a screen, nothing. And we had only 3 machines in this country. So you can imagine, our backup was ECG, electricity company. Yeah, that was where they had another machine. So whenever the IBM machine on campus was down, myself and Madame would travel to ECG and go and sleep there for almost a week. Because if you don't sleep there, you don't get access to the machine. And she did all those things to support the university. Also lecturing. At a point where she was the head, we had only about 3 or so lecturers. And they taught all the courses, including all the the department training and all those kind of things. Business school, college of this thing, Greek. She was also doing all those things. So, Madam, she went briefly out of the country for some years, and she came and teach for another 10 years before going on retirement. So, this is Caroline Kiche.
I think that since I wasn't here for the topic and many things have been said that I didn't hear, I think I would pass so that I can join the next topic. Is that okay?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
I'll also add one more.
All right.
So when she came back, I was first TA. Yes. Okay. So.
Okay.
And then. Oh, and she happens to be my auntie as well. Okay. So thank you very much. Yeah. So we'll go to the next session. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for coming. All right. Please give them a round of applause. Okay, so, yes, you are ready. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll talk about.
Yeah, I'll be
Maiden. All right, please give them another round of applause. Okay. So we are going to take our keynote addresses, and then we are going to have 3 of them. 3 keynote addresses. And we are going to start with the very first one. And the topic is celebrating our journey, honoring our roots, inspiring the future. Celebrating our journey, honoring our roots, inspiring the future. The speaker is Reverend Dr. Samuel Senyo Okain, who happens to be the head of Data Engineering and IT Infrastructure, Data Analytics and AI Office at the Bank of Ghana. The title be big. Oh. Let me take it again. The head of Data Engineering and IT Infrastructure. In fact, Data Engineering and IT Infrastructure is already a mouthful. Then we come to Data Analytics and AI at the Bank of Ghana, Ghana's own central bank. So my colleague will read a profile of the speaker, after which we will give him a massive round of applause as he speaks to us on the topic celebrating our journey, honoring our roots, and inspiring the future.
All right. So Dr. Senyo Okain is a staff of the Bank of Ghana with a Data Analytics and Artificial Intelligence Department. Now, Samuel is technically sophisticated and finance savvy IT professional with over 25 years of experience in the IT industry, with pioneering career reflecting strong leadership and organizational competence coupled with hands-on IS and management expertise with the ability to devise new and enhancing existing systems. So Samuel has actually worked in many European countries, including Germany and the United Kingdom. Currently, he is the Chief Information Security Officer at the Bank of Ghana. Prior to this, he was seconded to the Ghana Deposit Protection Corporation as the head of IT. He was also a senior information systems auditor with the Banking Supervision Department of the Central Bank. Dr. Okain is a certified Chief Information Security Officer, a certified Information Systems Auditor, and is certified in both Sarbanes-Oxley and Basel II, as well as Computer Hacking Forensic Investigator, Licensed Penetration Tester, EC Council Certified Security Analyst, Certified Ethical Hacker, Lead Auditor Certification. Samuel is a product. I'm sure we would all, oh, it's not a lie. Oh, it's lined up.
Online, no.
Online. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So some the product of the Presby Boys Secondary School, where he studied physics, chemistry, maths, and statistics. He owns a BSc in computer science and statistics from the University of Ghana, Legon. He holds 2 master's degree in software systems engineering in the University of Aachen, Germany, and a master of research from the Swiss Business School. Samuel also holds a doctor of business administration from the Swiss Business School with specialty in IT governance and risk assessment. Now let's give it up for Dr. Samuel. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'm happy to be here actually. Thank you. So when you were asking whether he's online, I was just smiling. Okay, so for me it's very humbling to be here after 25 years. Yeah, I was here. I don't remember many of you, but I remember we met 2 years ago to have some discussions. And at the time, I think Mr. Klu was when I was here. Yes. So it's been long. And before I start whatever I have to say, I mean, I've heard the prophet, but I must say that nothing has changed. I must be very honest, and I'm going to be a bit blunt in my speaking. Nothing has changed, and the head of department rightly said that the human resource has improved, knowledge-wise, yes, but the department is still the same. There's nothing new. It still looks old, the same way we were here, and for me, it's frustrating, and I think it's a bit disappointing. I'm sorry, but that's the truth, and so that's why I'm happy that we are here. Some of us are here, and like the head of department said, we have to work together. There's a lot that industry and academia can do together, and I think that in industry, a lot of these institutions are controlled by us, the computer scientists, and that's a fact we can't run away from. Look at all the big institutions. You have our people there. And if people in School of Admin, and people from School of Admin, and I'm not saying this because I'm here, but their salaries cannot match our salaries. So if we go through the stress in the computer science department, and we go out there with all this huge income, and we can't put our heads together and support the department, and we go and come back after 25 years and the department is still the same, then we don't have the school to blame, but we have ourselves to blame. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to acknowledge my senior colleagues who have spoken earlier, the professors. I really appreciate the work that you have done and continue to do in building up the school. For me, this is history. Today, as we gather for the maiden homecoming of the computer science students, I was here from 1997 to 2000. No, I did O-level, A-level, so 1997 to 2000. And I believe I'm honored to be standing right here in the midst of my colleagues. Legon is not just a university, I must say, but Legon is a culture, a mindset, and a training ground. When we were in the computer science department, I'll use myself as an example. When I came, I didn't know what a computer was. And that's the truth. We entered computer science department, entered the lab with the so-called database, Amejaba. And I had not seen a computer before. I didn't know how to turn a computer on. Those were times when we wrote our programs on paper for Mr. Ekulu and Co. to mark. We were not programming on computers. So how do you run a syntax on paper? And I'm not talking pseudocode. You are writing the actual code on paper. Yeah, and so you're doing this and you go out there. So for me, it was a bit difficult because after uni, I did my national service and off to Germany. I got to Germany and I met people who had been playing with computers. They could code and do all these things. And we had gone through theory. And it was a time when computer science was still a mystery. It was a time when if you told someone you were reading computer science, you needed to explain what it was to people. And access to computers were not as common as they are now. It was precious to have a computer. No matter how big and large it was, you'll be happy to have one. And I remember sometimes when you had to go to the lab, you had to queue before you could enter the lab and have access to, probably I think we had about 2 or 3 computers in there, and before you could have access to one. And I remember Mr. Odum at the time would come and stand there and ensure that you are doing the right thing so you don't spoil it for everybody else. You are hitting the keys, and you say you are hitting the keys too hard. You will spoil the keyboard. It was very interesting at the time. There were no laptops on campus like we have now, no smartphones, no Wi-Fi everywhere like we have now. Yet somehow, the computer science department and Legon managed to get some good stuff out of some of us. And I dare to say that wherever I've found our colleagues in industry, they rub shoulders with those who had the opportunities that we didn't have. Because our lecturers had a way of ensuring that we got the best, and they had a way of making the teaching very interesting. I remember the long practical sessions, debugging errors that refused to go away, group assignments that tested our friendships, because some of us had to fight on these assignments. I remember the Ducalotes and all the rest. Some of them are online so they can hear me. We'll be doing the assignment and we'll be fighting because there was nothing to compare with. It was only what we had in our heads and some huge books. Now you have ChatGPT. You can easily just go in there, push it in, and then you get your results come out. But the computer science department trained us well, I must say. Here we learned to think critically, to solve problems logically, to work under pressure that you can't do away with. And I heard one of the students saying they were the first batch of mathematical science. No, you were not the first batch. We went through mathematical science where you had to justify your inclusion in the first year to whether you get computer science or you will not get. Some of us ended up with computer science and statistics at the time. And I finished school and ran off with the computer science. Forgot totally about statistics. And went into all these cybersecurity things, did all the certifications in cybersecurity, became the chief information security officer of the bank. And I did that for about 4 years. And this year in February, I was reassigned. The boss says that there's a new era, AI, and we want you to go into AI. So they pushed me into artificial intelligence. So when I was going to join the artificial intelligence department, the department is called Data Analytics and Artificial Intelligence. I thought I was just going to do all these fancy things with ChatGPT and build all the apps that AI can do. Only for me to get there and realize that for you to build good AI applications, the data that you use has to be solid. So I needed to clean my data first of all. Then I remembered that, I had done some statistics many years ago. So I thank God I did a combined major. Then I started putting my statistics into practice. And it's deeply helped me. I thought I'd forgotten all the things that Professor Odum and Dr. Odum had taught us. But yeah, I remember everything. I'm surprised. So the computer science department is doing a great job. And I think that our lecturers need to be honored. Today, when we meet computer science alumni across Ghana and beyond, you see Legon everywhere. In the UN, they are there. In the IMF, you find them. I go for meetings in these places, and I get to meet people all the time. The African Development Bank, they are there. Our colleagues are everywhere. IMF, World Bank, UN, they are everywhere. When you go to HP, you find them. When you go to Amazon, they are there. We are scattered across the world. And which is why I'm sad that those of us who are doing great out there are not able to put ourselves together to come and transform this. I was excited when the professor spoke about the school. Why can't we have the School of Computer Science? It is possible. And I'm glad that the dean said that there is light somewhere at the end of the tunnel. Maybe we should explore that. I can't continue this without honoring our roots. Let us be honest. We did not make it on our own. Our roots are here. In lecturers who insisted on standards, even when we complained. I remember Mr. Odum at the time, Mr. Aite, Dr. Aka, Dr. Odum, and then the all-famous Achi. Because some of us started with mathematical science, so we went through his hands. Some of them are here today. Some have retired. Some have gone ahead of us. But their impact remains. They taught us discipline. They taught us consistency. And they taught us excellence. In Legon, graduates are respected everywhere. It is because our roots are solid. I know people from computer science department who have gone on and said, I don't want computer science anymore. And have gone on into medicine. And they go there and they excel. And I believe it all boils down to the roots. The rigorous regime that we go through here has been very helpful. We never got anything on a silver platter. And I believe the story is still the same now. As a personal reflection, when I left Legon around the year 2000, the world was changing, but we didn't yet know how fast it was changing. None of us imagined that artificial intelligence shaping economies, data becoming a national asset, cybersecurity becoming a national security issue, technology guiding policy and regulation. We never thought that this was going to meet us. Yet, today, I have the privilege of working at the intersection of data, technology, policy, and national development. Ladies and gentlemen, and I say humbly, everything I do today started with what the computer science department, and that, for that matter, Legon, taught me. They taught me how to think, they taught me how to analyze, and they taught me how to be proactive. That is the true power of education in the computer science department. For my current students, Charlie, take this seriously. I beg you. Because you will soon realize that the best times of your life will be linked to this particular place. The things you learned here, the things you did here is what's going to shape your future. Let me speak plainly. You are very fortunate to be here. You are studying computer science. Okay, so you are studying computer science at a time when technology drives economies. Skills travel faster than passports. Innovation creates opportunity. But with the privilege comes responsibility. I think, as a matter of fact, this is the best time to study computer science. Because everybody has all of a sudden come to realize that computer science holds the future. I didn't stumble into computer science. I decided to do computer science. And I'll tell you why today. And that was the only time I lied to my father. When I finished Presec Legon and I was filling the forms, my dad said, "You've done very well. Go and do medicine." I said, "No problem." We filled the form. So when I was coming to submit the form, at the time when I was in Presec, just here, I used to come to Legon to come and study. And I had a mentor here. So I went to the mentor's room, K Block, Legon Hall. And I said, Senior Mentor, please, between computer science and medicine, which one will you advise? Senior Mentor said, if you want prestige, do medicine. But if you want money, do computer science. I like money. I like money. So immediately I canceled the medicine that I had filled together with my dad, and I replaced it with computer science. When the admissions came, lo and behold, I was admitted to mathematical sciences, heading towards doing computer science. My dad was angry. Why didn't they give you medicine? And I said, oh, Daddy, don't worry, we'll manage it like that. That was the only time I remember lying to my father. But I think it was worth it because I like my life the way it is right now. With computer science, and goes to the students, with computer science, you can't do the chew, pour, pass, and forget, which is what a lot of students do. We come to school, play all semester, and in the end, we chew everything, pour it, and you think it is over. This field does not forgive shortcuts. Learn beyond the classroom, build projects, practice consistently, teach yourself new tools because it pays. In technology, what you can do matters more than what you can memorize. Remember, what you can do is more important than what you can memorize. Use your skills for impact. Don't just code for marks. Think about Ghana's problems. Think about Africa's challenges. Think about the solutions that matter. Because it is the problems that you solve that will show how much money you have in your pocket. It's as simple as that. The world is ruthless out there. They don't care what you have in your head. They care about what you can do for them. Remember where you come from. For me, it's one thing I'll never forget. I'm a Jabba. So in whatever I do, I remember my roots. Legon trains leaders. Carry yourself with integrity, humility, and excellence. Your name, your work, and your character will represent this department long after you graduate. Now, a call to our alumni. Fellow alumni, homecoming is not only about taking pictures and reconnecting. It's about giving back. The question is, we must ask, what can I give back to this department that taught me to be what I am today? We can mentor students. We can open doors for internships and jobs. And some of these things are just by a signature away and a phone call away. We can support research and innovations. We can strengthen the department's relevance in industry. We can have collaborations between wherever we work and the department. How beautiful will it be for our brother who spoke and said he was from Airbnb to have a research topic or a collaboration between Airbnb and the department, or Amazon and the department, or the Bank of Ghana and the department. I believe that these things are possible. We need to start looking in this direction. Legon still breeds excellence. As I conclude, we celebrate our journey because it shaped us. We honor our roots because they sustained us. We inspire the future because Legon must remain ahead, and computer science, so to say. The story of the computer science department is far from over. The next big ideas, the next big breakthroughs, the next leaders are already seated here. Thank you so much. I'm happy I came. God bless you all. God bless the computer science department, and God bless the University of Ghana. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Samuel Senior Okai. Please, let's give it up for him. Okay, so we are going to have a second topic. I hope you are jotting things down, questions that you want to ask. Well, afterwards we'll do that. So with our second topic, we are going to talk about industrial collaboration and the future of support for Department of Computer Science. All right, so I'll be introducing our next guest of honor, and his name is Ben Doche Malor. Now, Ben Doche Malor is currently chief editor at the UN News, UN headquarters, New York. He recently concluded an 18-month stint in South Sudan as a director of strategic communications and public information for the UN mission in South Sudan. And he has served in several high-profile roles in the United Nations and the BBC, to name a few. Now, give it up for Ben Doche Malor. So he'll be joining us online shortly.
I hope and pray that everybody is able to hear me clearly at your end. If there is an echo, then I may have to turn off my sound here. Let me have a thumbs up if the sound and the video are okay right now, and I can go ahead. Wonderful, wonderful. A pleasure and an honor to be asked to say a few words at this maiden homecoming of the alumni of the Computer Science Department of the University of Ghana. Let me just stand on existing protocols. I think I heard Mr. Klu, HOD Professor Owusu, Professor Solomon Mensah, Dr. Eric Keme, Walter Brown, Jennifer Opong. I acknowledge our sister Ifia Owusu Fofie, who is going to speak. And then Brother Senyo Okai, my own brother, he stole many of my important points, but I forgive him. I will try and keep to maximum 10 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, before I go on, I wanted to give a standing ovation to this remarkable woman that I am rediscovering 2-3 decades after she taught me. Could we please put our hands together for Mrs. Kitcher? Please, if you can, wherever you are, if you can, please put your hands together for this amazing woman. I want to respect her. I want to acknowledge her for the wonderful things she did. There was a time at the Computer Science Department that she was like the only solid rock in the department. And we had other people coming from industry. I think Mr. Gabriel Kanaku. Then there was my senior, Isaac Odum. But just to mention, to give us a context, Mrs. Kitcher, I don't know whether to say Akpe Oyewaladon or Openo or Mutsumio. Thank you very, very much. I joined the Computer Science Department in, I think, September 1981. I'm sure there are some of you there who are saying you were not born at that time and you are forgetting. The computer mainframe, IBM, was located in the physics department. Mrs. Kitcher and others were teaching us Fortran and COBOL. And you had to, again, you write the programs on paper. And then once in a while, you try to go to the mainframe computer and you go there with punch cards. it took a whole lot of imagination, my brothers and sisters. You had never seen a computer. The field of computer science was new in Legon, and you are struggling when you read from books and then you regurgitate in exams to say barcodes can be scanned at the checkout point in the grocery store. You've never seen it before, and you have to stretch your imagination to imagine what barcodes were, where you just pick an item, you scan it, and you pay. Today, in fact, when I was there, I think Mrs. Kitcher, apart from being the only constant with others coming and going, Mrs. Kitcher was there. There were just probably 5 lecturers, and I don't think any of them had a PhD, respectfully. So when I hear today that there are 19 full-time lecturers with at least 8 full professors, I have to say that, yes, there has been some progress, even though a lot more needs to be done. Senyo actually highlighted a lot of my points, and I'm going to try to be practical. I understand from head of department, Professor Benalzawusu, that today the best students with aggregate 7 or 8 are choosing to come to the computer science department. During my time, those in sciences with strong aggregates, first of all, were going for medicine, which Senyo ran away from. Others, if you didn't get medicine, then you ran away to tech to do engineering or building technology or some other subjects in tech. I am not ashamed to say that some of us ended up in computer science, a novel area, one way or the other, because we were the disappointed medical doctors. We couldn't get into medicine. I studied geography, mathematics, and physics in Mauli and wanted to become a pilot. So by the time I came to the computer science department, I was a disappointed pilot, so to speak. And computer science was a new area and era for us. And we were quite struggling. I see some of you giving me laughter emojis. If you were there, you would have known that this is what we had to do. Anyway, I am joining you today with a lot of gratitude. Let me just say, I have 3 questions for us. What are the major challenges confronting our nation, Ghana, today, or even confronting Africa? Number 2, and Senyo alluded to some answers. How are the computer sciences, information technology, or digital technologies helping to solve the problems and challenges of Ghana today? And number 3, how can the computer sciences help give our descendants, our children and their children, a better future than we've had? Okay. On that note, I have to come clean and say that when I was approached to appear on this program, like Moses, who did not want to accept the calling, I gave excuses. Moses said, I'm a stammerer and I don't have a way to be eloquent. And my excuses were, number 1, this is an in-person gathering and I'm far away here in New York. I've not been informed well in advance for me to fly and be there. So they should go and choose somebody else. But Brother Eric Kama insisted. And then one other thing, as I'm talking to you, I am here at the United Nations as a chief editor for UN News. So what has that got to do with the computer science department? I feel like I'm the prodigal son. I'm the prodigal son from the computer science department who did well enough to do my national service on campus and then got a scholarship to do information technology in Glasgow. but the prodigal son wanted the dividends and the profits and the benefits quickly. And then I got drawn away from computer science. I graduated in computer science and statistics. I dropped maths in the first year. That was quite common because maths was very tough for many of us. So as a prodigal son who shifted away from the family, I gave that as an excuse not to be here. But like Senyo said, there was a lot of molding in those years, 1981 to 85, through Mrs. Kicha, Professor Odum, Professor Chiampong, mathematics, statistics, computer science. Never seen a computer, never seen. The mainframe was in the physics department. There was no laptop, there was no desktop. And so all those things were a challenge. Now, having said that, for the next 5 minutes, I hope I can spell out a few things, given the topic industrial collaboration and the future of support for the Department of Computer Science. Number one, this maiden homecoming gathering is very, very timely, very, very important, and very inspiring. I am praying that next year, when we gather for the homecoming, it will be in one of the biggest conference rooms on Legon campus. That is my prayer. And number two, if the best science students are coming to computer science, then I want to say hallelujah, praise the Lord. But I told Professor Ebenezer Owusu, much as he's carrying a heavy load, and I see the dean is also there, that this means we have a very, very serious responsibility. This means that our best brains are not going to medicine directly or to engineering, mechanical, civil, electrical engineering in tech. If they are coming to the computer science department, then it's a very serious responsibility that the best of the best are coming to us. How are they molding them after 3 years, 4 years to go out there and do the things that some of our doctors and engineers are doing? It's a big responsibility, and I don't envy Professor Katriku and all the other speakers before me, all due respect. Now, on the area of collaboration and the future of support for the Department of Computer Science, and bearing in mind this heavy responsibility, I just want to dwell on 4 words, which is number 1, attraction, number 2, transformation, number 3, collaboration, and maybe one more point, vision. Attraction, transformation, collaboration, and vision. I heard the dean, I heard the head of department, Professor Owusu, and I heard what they said about limitations within the financial resources. But I want to strongly believe that the time for the establishment of the University of Ghana School of Computer Science or Computer Sciences, the time is now. I believe very strongly that with over 4,000 undergraduate students, and with this demand, we have more than enough reason to push for a brand new School of Computer Sciences, something that can make Mrs. Kicha proud that all her sacrifices did not go out in vain. So attraction, number 1, Ghana's brightest students want to be in the computer sciences in Legon. So there is a level of attraction to the department, to the course, simply because at this stage in our lives, almost every facet of our lives is controlled by the computer sciences or aptitudes related to the computer sciences, information technology, and the digital technologies, including artificial intelligence and all the new areas. There is a strong attraction, not because of academic purposes, but also because of practical purposes. And I have to add that as someone who desires the best for Ghana, when I see anything good here in the United States, I want the same thing back home. I believe very strongly that many of the solutions to Ghana's problems can come from the Department of Computer Sciences. I'm talking about problems to deal with galamsey. I'm talking problems to deal with corruption. I'm talking about problems to deal with our health care, even challenges in education. I strongly believe, and forgive me if I sound like an evangelist or a missionary, and I don't want anybody to belittle. I want us to be aware of the power we carry. The computer sciences, the computer science department, information technology, digital technologies have a strong power to transform the fortunes of Ghana. So that first point is attraction, not just academically, but even financially. There is a lot more money. Even people who did the arts are all coming into the area of computer engineering, cloud development, and all that. Number two, transformation. Yes, there has been transformation in the Department of Political Sciences. I came back a while back, and I brought some textbooks. I spent some money as a way of giving back. I brought some textbooks to come and live in the department. I was feeling guilty that computer science trained me, but I had ended up in broadcasting. And so I brought some books. So there is transformation, but the best computer lab in Ghana should be at the Department of Computer Science. The place where people can come from outside, come to Legon campus, sit at laptops, sit at desktops, sit at Apple Macs, and are able to do great work should be in the School of Computer Sciences in Legon, which leads me to point number one. So attraction, transformation, we need greater transformation. We need faster transformation on many levels. Point number three is collaboration. And I think Brother Senyo touched on this. I am not currently working in Ghana, but I did do national service on campus. And then when I got my master's, I came back to serve a little bit. I think with the developments in the health sector and the area of education, if I take these two areas consume the biggest portion of the budget of Ghana. And I believe that if we get some marketing support, we should be able to get the computer science department to team up with industry. Why can't MTN come and put their name on a computer lab in the computer science department? And when you come, you will go to this lab with 50, 100 computers, and everybody says, so we are going to the MTN lab. What about the energy sector? Can the GMPC be co-opted on board to come and give us finances to transform and team up with us? Okay, and if we go to the health sector, are there some private hospitals where our facilities, our knowledge, our best brains can work with these facilities so that when a lab test is developed in Ghana, we don't have to ship it to South Africa to be read before it comes back to us? Maybe through some collaboration with the computer science department, instead of 2 weeks to get the results back, instantly through an app or a program developed by us, this thing can be done much quicker and lives can be saved. So we need the collaboration, and I think there is room for us with the private sector for us to team up and get money for what we need to do, especially in building the School of Computer Sciences. Now, vision. I believe the future is limitless. Our job, we were writing COBOL, and we bought books and Fortran, and then we were doing all these theoretical things. But the whole issue of the computer sciences is about people. Ghana needs solutions. And when we are coming up with solutions, we are developing apps. I know that the academic side is strong, but there is also a lot of room for practical things. I'm glad to hear that Cisco is involved We need to get others involved to do better. So I am just going to conclude to say, so what do we do now? What is my call to action? I want to thank Brother Senyo, my dear brother, for being in the spirit and taking some of my points. Computer sciences now have the power to bring healing and well-being to our people. Computer sciences have the power to deliver education at the highest level, even remotely. Computer sciences have the power to inspire and connect all of us for prosperity. In conclusion, as I come to you, I believe strongly that most of our challenges in Ghana, in Africa, and the world can be solved, can be resolved with the powerful use of key elements of computer sciences. And I want to talk about responsibility. If you ask me now to try and get one laptop to the department within a year, I want to have that commitment. If there are several of us who are into employment and we all dedicate that by 31st December 2026, each one of us should bring a desktop or a laptop brand new, I think you will have some new computers by 31st December next year. So we have the responsibility. Number two, generosity. We need to be generous. The scriptures say that it is more blessed to give than to receive. Many of us, if we continue this homecoming, many of us would love to give back to the department that shaped us and helped us. And through generosity and philanthropy, we can have prosperity. I'm going to end on this practical note. A very good brother of mine who is a friend, and I tease him that he's a twin brother, is Professor Raymond Atuguba. He and I served President Mahama together during the president's first term. And Professor Atuguba has led an initiative when he was dean at the Faculty of Law over there in Legon to build a completely new facility for the law faculty. I'm mentioning him here not because I am in competition or we are in competition, but I want him. The wife is at the registry, but here is my challenge to all of us. What Professor Raymond Atuguba has started for the law faculty, we, alumni of the computer science department, supporting the head of department and all the lecturers, we can do maybe 10 times what he is doing for the law faculty. That is my belief. That is my evangelical call that we must push. And if the university is not ready, we, the alumni, together with our contacts wherever we are, can generate a momentum that cannot be stopped. And the university will have to be pulled along because they wouldn't want to be left behind. My last point is a proverb from my part of Ghana. There is a proverb that says, "Doolene adoklota, hafio panara mangu kone donata," which means if you have a load on the ground that you need to take somewhere, you yourself must make the effort to lift it to your knee level for helpers to come and help you carry it to the head for possible transportation somewhere. We can start. And when we start, I think there will be such grace, such power behind us that the School of Computer Sciences can become a reality, not just in our lifetime, but in the shortest possible time. I thank you for indulging me. May God help us and God bless us all. Thank you.
Okay, so for our next topic, I love myself, women in science. I'm very happy to meet you today. Yeah, so today for the next topic, which is on the role of alumni in building the Department of Computer Science. And that will be taken by Efia Owusu Fofi. She is the CEO, CDO, President, and Executive Director of Coders Who Travel Incorporation, also known as the Coders Who Travel Foundation. Ifya Owusu-Fofi's career in data science and statistics for a think tank, Mathematical Policy Research Incorporation, and 2 consulting firms, Deloitte Consulting LLP and Bose Allen Hamilton Incorporation as senior programmer analyst, senior consultant, that is strategy and analytics, and lead scientists respectively help the firms make data-driven decisions to support public policies, healthcare, CDOs, and AI. For nearly a decade now, Ifya has given back through Coders Who Travel, which she founded to inspire and advance the careers of coders in emerging markets and underserved communities. The organization has upskilled veterans, women, college students, and professionals in the United States and Ghana. She also ran the Women Who Code in Accra project, part of the Women Who Code Incorporation, from 2014 through to 2024, and founded the network or chapter with boots on the ground approaches. Through WW Code Accra, she mentored 15 plus women and promoted them as co-directors, tech leads, and evangelists. Her philanthropic efforts are well documented in Huffington Post, Voice of America, BBC Africa, Classy, NBC, etc. In 2019, the United Nations Industrial Development Organization sponsored her to attend the 2019 World Manufacturing Forum, where she served as a panelist on the topic Policy Framework for Industrial Skills Developing in Emerging Economies. She enjoys composing Christian music and is a recording artist with 2 music albums in English and Ashanti Tree. She was currently and recently selected as a 2025 40 under honoree by the George Mason University's Black Alumni Chapter. In 2013, she obtained dual Master of Science degree in Statistical Science and Operations Research from George Mason University. In 2007, she obtained a Bachelor of Science degree in Computer Science and Statistics from the University of Ghana. Let's give it up for Ifya Owusu-Fofi.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to join you virtually from my home in Jeffersonton, Virginia, in the United States. My name is Ifya Owusu-Fofi, and I'm so excited to share this moment with all of you at the University of Ghana Department of Computer Science. We are gathered here for the 2025 Maiden Alumni Homecoming, and our theme is celebrating our journey, honoring our roots, inspiring the future. What a great theme. I have been tasked to speak on the sub-theme of the role of alumni in building the Department of Computer Science. Today is Saturday, December 13th in the year 2025. That is my website, www.ifyowusu-fofi, should you need to follow up with me. Great job, Ben. It's great to follow in your stead, and I have some insight that you are the reason why I'm joining the session. So thank you for believing in women, and it's a joy to meet you, meet you at today's homecoming event. I double down as the CEO and Chief Data Officer of a fairly new entity, Coders Who Travel LLC, and for 10 plus years, I've been serving as the President and Executive Director of Coders Who Travel Incorporated, also known as the Coders Who Travel Foundation. Previously, I've worked as a lead scientist at Booz Allen Hamilton. I've also worked as a senior consultant at Deloitte Consulting, and also as a senior program analyst too at Mathematical Policy Research. I'm known to have founded 2 organizations from the ground up, the Coders Who Travel entities, as well as a prior project that I also ran for almost a decade called Women Who Code Accra. My work has fortunately been validated by the press to include Huffington Post, BBC Africa, Voice of America twice, and Class CNBC. I'm generously sharing my email in case students, partners, lecturers, guest speakers, and the alumni would like to follow up with me. Let's get started. I hold a dual Master of Science degree in Statistical Science and Operations Research from George Mason University, which is based in Fairfax, Virginia, in the US. I also hold a Bachelor of Science in Computer Science and Statistics from this very department, the Department of Computer Science at the University of Ghana. So the mission of my foundation is to inspire and advance the careers of coders, that is computer and mathematical programmers, in emerging markets like Ghana and in underserved communities in advanced countries like the United States. My agenda for today will be to have an introduction and then focus on the task at hand in the sub-theme. I'll share some career highlights, how I survived a visit to the intensive care unit. I may touch a bit, if there's time, on how I became a musician and also get into some acknowledgements. Please feel free to tag me on social media, especially LinkedIn, at the Coders Who Travel Foundation, the Coders Who Travel LLC, and at Efia Usufofie. Let's begin. In an era where artificial intelligence is driving innovation across multiple sectors, the University of Ghana, UoG for short, Department of Computer Science, faces both challenges and opportunities in harnessing data and technology to meet some of the 17 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, for national development. In perusing from a source, which is the Global Manufacturing Industrialization Summit's website, I thought, even as we deliberate and have conversation starters, that we having the SDGs from the UN as our bullseye will facilitate a meaningful discussion. Out of the 17, I picked a couple, which is quality education. So by that I mean ensuring inclusive and equitable quality education and promoting lifelong learning opportunities for all. Number 8, decent work and economic growth. Promoting sustained, inclusive, and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment, and decent work for all. Finally, as an add-on, the creation of a department data intelligence database, if none exists, is proposed to aggregate critical leadership, technology, and community into a unified platform. We have a natural model to get some of our lessons from. The circulatory system and respiratory system make respiration possible. Blood high in carbon dioxide is transported to the lungs, where carbon dioxide is exchanged for oxygen. Oxygen is then delivered to cells via blood circulation. Even as we gather as a global and international alumni, we need to be mindful that the relationship we are kicking off or relaunching that will lead to the engagement of faculty, students, alumni, partners, and other stakeholders, that we need to find and depend on each other in the same way the respiratory system and manages oxygen and carbon dioxide. So circulatory system needs carbon dioxide and the respiratory system needs oxygen. Reimagining the model. The respiratory and circulatory systems of the human anatomy can serve as an excellent model for an exchange between the Western world, or the African diaspora more relevantly, and Africa. These systems operate equitably with boundaries, mutual benefits, and complementary functions, unified in their vision to absorb oxygen and expel carbon dioxide. Similarly, if advanced and developing countries adhere to a common vision, a sustainable exchange centered around community, leadership, natural resources, and technology could be achieved. My focal observation is that the Western world, or inclusive of the African diaspora, needs natural resources and community from Africa, while Africa needs leadership and technology from the West. Now, as alumni, I'm proposing that we just focus on community from Africa and leadership and technology from the West. But who knows? Maybe some of our mates are already in the agricultural industry, and maybe they will have insights into this natural resources addition. I can't wait to talk about it in the breakout sessions. More about some of my expertise over the years. This is my mind map that features career highlights from the Women Who Code Accra project through to working holiday visa and summer jobs in the United Kingdom, an instructor highlight video with Coursera, the massive open online platform courses. I'm a guest in Chernobyl as a UN panelist. I'm also launching in Tyson's, the new Coders Who Travel incorporated entity with some initial advisors and board of directors. Under the academic job history and media mentions, these logos represent alma maters and media mentions and places of work that was paid. So I've already touched on some of them in my bio, so I'll skip for now. Some of my interests include writing articles, and I've done some for the Chief Data Officer magazine and the American Statistical Association. I'm a recording artist and a composer who has released 2 albums, in English, and Chi, dubbed The Anointing Breaks the Yoke, and in Gosrano Bubu in Konya. I love playing lawn tennis and table tennis and enjoy adult Bible fellowships at church. I'm sure when my mom teaches me about perseverance and my dad shows me that the sky is the limit. And I love working with SAS and Tableau for data analytics and data visualizations. How we will do it. On this slide, I would like to focus and empower and inspire us and encourage us on how we will do it. My vehicle that I'm proposing is that via the UoG DCS Alumni or University of Ghana Department of Computer Science Alumni, more clearly, experts will be gathered globally and inspired to come together to solve these problems. First, we will need a global alumni website. Then we will need our own University of Ghana Department of Computer Science database, UoG DCS. We also need to cultivate a global mindset and offer frameworks for current students, staff, faculty, and other partners. The African diaspora, or this alumni, not just the African diaspora, since we consist of those in advanced countries and those who are in country in Ghana. So pardon me for that, but we will offer with those in diaspora leading the skills, expertise, and knowledge, or partnering. I remember launching Women Who Code Accra, and there was this graduate from Ashesi, and she really knew what she was about, called Winifred. And so it may not be, us in the advanced countries leading, but it could be a great partnership. But I am leaning towards us leading because obviously I'm in that group. And we will bring about community through workshops and meetups and conferences and travel. And then we have to provide results, reports, which fall under the domain of monitoring and evaluation, as well as real accountability. Alumni impact put new pathways in the flow of donations, boost project-based expertise via internships and jobs, promotes giving back and philanthropic projects by partnering with organizations such as mine, the Coders Who Travel Foundation, to clarify, fostering technology and data communities internally and outside the department, curating complementary on-demand or live lectures, facilitating student, faculty, alumni networking groups, and optimizing solutions and improved maintenance. What are some virtues that will carry us to go the distance? The first virtue I would like to share is altruism, defined as the belief in or practice of disinterested and selfless concern for the well-being of others. And I know something about that. Biblically, it's stated in John chapter 12, verse 24, that Jesus said, "I tell you the truth, unless a grain of wheat falls to the ground and dies, it remains only a single seed. But if it dies, it produces many seeds." And I know something about getting close to dying. This is me in the ICU in February 2016. And the second picture on the right is me on a hospital transfer. across hymns and many other Christian genres or types of music, hymns, American contemporary songs, crusade and revival, Christian or Pentecostal songs, some in cheese, most times in English, and on and on and on, until I believe my pipes within me were open to start receiving brand new songs. And so allow me to play a little bit of a new song that I composed, and it's called What Shall I Render You, My Lord? Enjoy. Olga from UNIDO, Sadar Ahmed from Pakistan Ministry, Jürgen from European Commission, and Joyce from the Kenya Manufacturing Association. A journalist from Class CNBC, Claudia, moderated the panel discussion on the policy framework for emerging economies. My contribution included being mindful of the context of culture when international technology frameworks are introduced in emerging markets. The larger conference theme was new skills for the future of manufacturing, and our panel focused on policy framework for industrial skills development in emerging economies. It was a great highlight, and it's been an encouragement that the work that I do is important, and that gives me hope, because from the ICU I was able to be favored and selected for such an important assignment. Next, from September 2019, I got interviewed by Coursera in February 2022. I'll play a bit of the video. My name is Efia Obusufofie. I am a senior consultant with Deloitte Consulting, and I am also the founder of Coders Who Travel. My projects on Coursera focus on introducing learners to SaaS. Complex subjects like math, statistics, computer science typically require an initial dedication and intensity to get over the learning curve. I personally understood how sometimes demanding work commitments prevents someone who loves learning from committing to big chunks of learning. And that's why I've chosen to impart my knowledge through the guided projects. As an immigrant from Ghana, as soon as I got SaaS on my resume, doors started to open. I hope my students experience the magic that SaaS brings to one's career. That was a great highlight as well. My name is Efia Obusufofie. And earlier this year, my alma mater, George Mason's Black Alumni Chapter, honored me with an award called the 40 Under 40 Honorary Award. And that's me receiving my award. Glory be to God, who takes a struggling woman in the ICU to speak on the United Nations Industrial Development Organization platform and gets spotlighted by Coursera to finally receiving an award from her alma mater. The third virtue I'd like to focus on for the rest of the presentation is how we execute. Execution, by definition, is the carrying out or putting into effect of a plan, order, or course of action. And so that gives me an opportunity to share more about our role of alumni in building, the role of alumni in building the Department of Computer Science. Let's reflect on our student days, if you will, indulge me. We all did combined majors between 2003 to 2007 because the Department of Computer Science was not offering single majors at the time. We all did mathematics or statistics or other majors like geography, psychology, economics, and those options were no jokes as well. We all remember Joe Block. It's our inside secret for one of our lecturers. We all needed perseverance to lay hold of our degree, for some greater perseverance to the point of long suffering. We worked around under-resourced labs with not nearly enough computers for us all to use. And yes, we wrote code or syntax on paper during exams. Our current situation, some of us stayed on the UoG campus and built careers right within her walls. Most of us stayed in Ghana at large and pursued careers mostly in banks, insurance, education, government, oil and gas industry, and so forth. Some of us left Ghana to pursue advanced degrees in North America, Europe, and elsewhere. And after all these years, we are returning for this maiden alumni homecoming after 18 solid years. I'm not sure what took us so long to rally ourselves together for this meaningful gathering, but here we are together in person and online around the globe. And it's quite a treat to be here. So in the spirit of looking back, let's look at the rearview mirror of how far we've traveled. When we came here, there were a lot of challenges. Looking back, there has not been as much significant change. And I know this from running a focus group discussion in September 2018 with college students or university students across multiple institutions. So, how can we bring the UoG Department of Computer Science to the standard and caliber of colleges and graduate schools in advanced countries? I'm glad you asked. That is the main purpose of this gathering. Now, don't immediately think of only money, although donations are eventually going to be welcomed. Money goes a long way. While it does, there are equally essential, weighty pillars we all can engage in right now, in whether we have much or whether we have less, whether we are rich or whether we are poor. Now, some of these weighty pillars have already been mentioned, and I share the top three, which is the Global Alumni website, the UoG DCS database, and the global mindset and frameworks, and so forth. Yeah. So I'd like to touch on my journey beyond graduation. Without being overly prescriptive, I'll share what my own journey since leaving school has been like and how I ended up operating in 3 domains: mathematical sciences, philanthropy, and music. And hopefully this can serve as conversation starters for us to consider what we can draw from our own experiences and give back to the Department of Computer Science specifically. Since leaving, I served as a teaching assistant at the Department of Statistics during the National Service period. I also served briefly as a statistician for an HR consulting firm run by my auntie back then. While a TA, I visited the United States to finally see my mother after 5 years of not seeing her in December 2007. I also attended my first American Statistical Association conference, dubbed the 63rd Annual Deming Conference on Applied Statistics, that same month in December. Then I returned back to Ghana in February 2008 to complete my TA contract, to the surprise of my then head of department. Due to differences in my blended family, I made a decision after much prayer to return to the United States again in November 2008. It was the election night of Barack Obama. In November 2015, after 7 years of never visiting Ghana, I returned to launch the first sub-Saharan network for a global organization called Women Who Code Incorporated. I led it part-time simultaneously alongside my paid work experiences for 9 years, 9 months, until the organization abruptly folded globally. The launch of Women Who Code Accra impressed 2 journalists from Huffington Post and BBC Africa. Co-workers back in the United States were equally impressed. At the time, I was a senior programmer analyst, one at Mathematical Policy Research, Inc., and had a great female boss, Maria, and an unofficial buddy called Christina. NPR approved a far-flung status for me, so I worked. They approved a far-flung status for me, so I worked part-time remotely while launching the Women Who Code Accra project over a period of 2 weeks. During the launch, I thought we would execute all workshops with just women, since this was a women empowerment program. But soon some of my male classmates like Michael helped us secure the UoG ICT lab as our venue, and another guy supported with budget templates. Here are some lessons learned as I shared with the journalist Trent Smith at Huffington Post. I thought at the time that I needed to start this great idea with big names. That did not happen. One person led me to another and then another, and the rest is history. It taught me that it's okay to start an extraordinary course with ordinary people. In December 2016, a South African journalist with British Broadcasting Corporation Africa called Lerato Mbele took interest in the project and filmed the Ghana's Women Who Code network during a Python Labs session. I'd like to draw an example from the Bible again. Now, it's a good time to say when I was pursuing my degree, I came to a junction where I had to choose between computer science and statistics and computer science and mathematics. 2 of my great friends at the department, Amma and Amma, Tall Amma and Blunt Amma, were the expressions they gave in the department. And I was kind of like in between, the peacemaker. So Amma, Tall Amma, chose computer science and mathematics. And Blunt Amma chose computer science and statistics. And I was caught in this limbo. Where should I go? Where should I go? So I decided to take all the courses in both mathematics and statistics and computer science in that sophomore or second year or level 200 second semester, and that did not go well. I returned from a summer trip from the United Kingdom, and I was crushed to see a couple of grades were so bad that I could no longer register for the courses that were prerequisites or sequels to what we had done. And I remember they were real analysis, introduction to real analysis and probability, a probability course. I wish I would say it was easy, but I just so happened to find a neighbor. We were in the same hostel. Her name is Melissa, and I found this little booklet called the prayer of Jabez. And that night I hid on my knees and I sincerely asked the Lord to expand my territory and not let me cause pain. And this is a prayer found in the Old Testament in the Bible. And so my faith offered a crucial, critical, pivoting moment. And the University of Ghana Departments of Computer Science and the Department of Statistics gave me the roots I needed to excel. Now, each of us, computer science alumni, represents a branch of the whole tree of mathematical sciences. And today I have the distinguished honor of sharing that branch, which is my story. But you are also a branch. And so think of what your resources in your own way, meaningful way, how can it make an impact? I'm reminded of this verse that Jesus mentioned, John 15:5. Yes, I am the vine, you are the branches. Those who remain in me and I in them will produce much fruit. For apart from me, you can do nothing. All right. Thank you for your audience. It's a 62-minute presentation. I have members of the foundation, Coders Who Travel Foundation in the house. If they can stand and wave, Eric, Bobby, or Bright, you can wave, and I'll end here because the timekeepers are on my neck. But it's a pleasure. This recording will be made available to the organizers and also available on my YouTube channel and Coders Who Give, which is the channel. Thank you for your audience. I will pause here for now.
Mr. And then Ifya Owusufofi, right? So the three speakers, you can ask any one of them a question, and we are taking 2 questions. So anyone with a question?
Michael.
Yes, including those online. So if you're also online and you have a question, you can just put up your hand.
Michael, is it Michael Soli?
Yes, Michael Soli, yes.
You were the videographer for the Women Who Code Accra, right?
Yes, that was about 12 years ago. Or 2014?
November 2015.
15. Okay, so...
Yes.
Yeah, so 10 years ago. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I was the
10th
one.
Anniversary.
Yes. Okay. Excellent. Questions? Yes, there's a hand up. Obini, please go ahead and ask your question.
Yeah, hello. Yes. Thank you so much for this meeting. I have just not really a question, but a little bit of history to what everyone has shared with Legon. I currently work with the Ghana Embassy in Italy under the Foreign Affairs Ministry. So I'll say that my time at the University of Ghana was quite touching. When Doc Ben was talking, he made mention of we organizing or trying to get, I would say, what's the word to use? To get other parties on board to support the Department of Computer Science. At the time I was there, I remember we had GT Bank, which led or facilitated the installation of the new computers that all of us sitting there right now. Those computers, I was part of the team that did the cleaning at the time. I remember Dr. Solomon was there, Lizzie were there at the time before it was launched the following day. So just to add a little to what everyone has shared, Legon is a place that gives all of us, as has been said, it's a place for culture, it's a mindset, and it's a training ground. So I'm urging all new computer science students there to take whatever that is taught to them very seriously, because you never know where it would take you. Yeah, so thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you, and thanks to Prof. Ebenezer Usu, Prof. Ferdinand Kaswiku, Prof. Yafe Yakuma, Dr. Armstrong, and all the Liberian. I have always had my thoughts on you. Thank you so much for the great time that we had in Legon. Thank you. I'm most grateful.
Yeah, Dr. John.
Yes, please.
So
am I
you-
next?
Yes, we are skipping something so that you can do your.
Sure. Sure. I'm ready. So anytime.
So, out or you. Thank you very much for. Oh, you have a question? Okay, so we have someone here who also has a question. So please, let me pass you the microphone.
Good evening, and thank you so much. Please, my question is to Mr. Ben Doche Malo.
Okay.
I would like to ask what caused the shift from computer science to communication. Was it passion? Was it just the turn of events that maybe life happened? What actually caused that shift? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Please, is Mr. Ben Doche Malo online? Yeah, he's not online at the moment. So we'll try and get you the answer after everything. Okay, so we are moving on to our next item on the agenda, where we are taking a short health talk from Dr. George Aqua. Please, if he's here. Okay, so please give him a round of applause.
That one. Hello, good evening. It's not hearing. Okay, they can hear. Okay, all right. Hello, good evening to us all gathered here, and for us gathered online too. My name is John Kwa. I'm a proud alumni of the school, and I'm a medical doctor. So this evening I'm here to share a little on hypertension, just something brief, and I hope we'll all take away certain essential points we can use to protect our health. So while the slides are being loaded, I must say that hypertension is one of the things that kills a lot of us, and it's a silent killer. The thing about hypertension is that unless you go out there actively to check it, you can't really tell. Unlike other sicknesses, malaria, typhoid, etc., you have some signs here and there to prompt you, but with this one you have to actively go there to check it. And because of that, people who are not aware of it often tend to prey to complications of hypertension. These include things like strokes, heart failures, kidney failures, blindness, impotence, mention a few more others. So please, is it this one? Yes, sir. It's not okay. All right. Okay, we'll start from the first and go down. Yeah, sure. Yes, please. So the next slide, please. Next slide. Can we go down? So I'll make a little analogy with this best pipe. We can all see this pipe here showing water gushing out under a lot of force. So a similar thing goes on in the human body. When the pressure with which blood flows through our vessels goes uncontrolled, you could experience a phenomenon like this. If this phenomenon occurs in the brain, then you have a stroke. Or what it means is, consequent to this, all the towns or houses supplied by water will not be able to receive water. And likewise, if it's in the brain, all those areas supplied by that blood vessel will starve of oxygen and they'll have to die. What it means then is that whatever area of the body that's being controlled by that will permanently or for a while lose its function. And if it happens to be, let's say, your right arm or your left leg, then it means you become paralyzed and you cannot walk for that matter. So it's very important that we regulate blood pressure. The human body was designed in such a way that there are inbuilt systems that control blood pressure day in, day out. But then as we age, for some reason, through very complex processes yet to be understood well by humans, blood pressure control gets out of hand. And then you get to the point where you need drugs to be able to control your blood pressure. So what this means is that everyone online here, everyone seated here is at risk of hypertension and its complications, because as I said, as you grow, these things come about. Now, what I've mentioned so far are one group of or one class of the hypertension. We also have another class we call secondary hypertension. These ones come as a result of disease. Someone might have a problem with, let's say, the thyroid or the kidney, or might have been taking some drugs and be having high blood pressure as a result of the side effects of those drugs. Those ones are second. But most of the ones we know, most of the ones that our parents and grandparents have, are what we call primary or essential hypertension. The cause is not really known, and it usually comes as we grow. Now, there are certain factors that are associated with hypertension. We have what we call modifiable risk factors. We have what we call non-modifiable risk factors. In other words, these risk factors or factors contribute to the development of hypertension. They are not a cause per se, but then their presence influences the likelihood of you developing hypertension. So these have been colorfully written out here. Modifiable ones are the things that we can do something to improve it or do something about it. So things like high salt diets. It's been shown that when you consume diets with a lot of salt, your blood pressure can go up. Those of us who love salted fish, Kobe, momone and all that, and then we still add salt to the soup day in, day out on a regular basis. Then you drink 4 coconuts on the streets, you eat 1 big Kobe in the evening in the house and all that. As you keep doing that, you create a very high risk of making your blood pressure shoot, because salt naturally draws water, and in the human body this is not exempted. So you increase your blood volume and consequently your blood pressure. Now, smoking is also a risk factor for hypertension. When it comes to smoking, the World Health Organization recommends that there is no permissible limit. So when it comes to smoking, you have to quit smoking if you don't want to experience the hypertension and its sequelae. Excessive alcohol, so binge drinking and unsafe drinking. It's recommended that for males, it take not more than a unit of, let's say, spirits, wine, beer, and the like, and females are expected to do even less. Alcohol should be responsibly used. Stress, another precipitant of hypertension is stress, and in particular chronic stress. So chronic stress is strongly linked to hypertension. Stress is also linked to a number of diseases, to include things like peptic ulcer disease, migraines, mental disorders, and all that are strongly tied to stress. Diabetes is secondly to stress. So in our bid to protect our lives, we must control our alcohol intake, control our smoking, control our stress, physical inactivity. Now, it's been shown that sitting down sedentary carries the same risk as smoking cigarettes. So sitting at work or sitting at one place for a very long time without moving gives you or produces the same risk as someone who smokes a certain number of packs of cigarettes in a day. So in other words, sitting idle is equally deadly, and there is a need for us to be physically active. As computer scientists, we work with our computers, we sit by the screen for hours. Someone can code for days and nights and all that, and will refuse to even move around. These are unhealthy habits which increase our risk of developing hypertension. So we must cultivate the habit of moving around. You sit down for 20 minutes. We have something called a 20-20 rule. You sit for 20 minutes, you get up, walk for 20 minutes, and then you come back, and then you continue with work. By doing so, you reduce your risk of some of these chronic diseases. You improve circulation. You even improve memory and attention. You need a lot of concentration to be able to execute a lot of these things. Weight gain. So blood pressure is directly proportional to body mass index or BMI, and for that matter, as one becomes overweight, and risk of developing hypertension issues become bigger. So please, can we go on? Next slide. Now let's look at non-modified factors or things we can't do anything about. Age. If you are 70 today, you can't go back to 69. If you are 20, you come back to 19. These are non-modifiable. Now hypertension develops as one ages. So as we are growing, as we graduate from the university, 20s, 30s, 40s, we should be expecting it. We should be on the lookout for it. We are not saying you shouldn't pray and read your Bible, or you should hope for something bad, but then it happens. So the good thing to do is to always screen and check for it, so that when you catch it early, you treat it well, and then all things being equal, you don't suffer the complications too soon. Gender. It's been shown that hypertension for some reason is higher relatively in men than women. There are a number of reasons. For example, on the side of women, their hormones, their estrogens, plays a protective role against these diseases. So typically, if we have 100 men, 100 women, if 40 men will develop hypertension, maybe 20 women will by proportion also develop hypertension. So we tend to get it more than them. This is not modifiable. You cannot change your gender, although these days we have all kinds of genders and things, but the biological gender, you can't change it. Race. It's been shown that hypertension is commoner in blacks. You can't change your race. Whites have it less. Family history. If you have a family history, you are at risk. The import of this is that you have to know yourself, and then you have to know your family. So when you go home, you go to a funeral, you go to an outdooring, a wedding, then you hear, oh, this uncle, at least make the extra effort, find out what killed this uncle, what killed this auntie. By so doing, you get to know the diseases in the family, then you also protect yourself. So if you know your uncle has hypertension, your father has hypertension, you are at risk of having hypertension. So then you must constantly screen. Next slide, please. Okay. So how do we know who has hypertension, who does not? Like I said earlier on, the only way to know is to check. So go to a clinic, go to a pharmacy, acquire a device for yourself, go through the instructions. Basically, there are cutoff values. What we see on the screen here, this is old information. Currently, hypertension starts at 130. That's what the World Health Organization has agreed on. So anyone with a systolic blood pressure of 130 or more technically has hypertension. So if you check your BP, maybe at a clinic, maybe at a pharmacy, and you see, whenever you check BP, you see two values. The top is what is called systolic, the down is the diastolic. For our purpose here, the systolic is what we will look at, the top one. The top one shouldn't be more than 130. If it's more than 130, you have hypertension. If it's between 120 130, we call it pre-hypertension. It means you are gradually getting there, and we need to put in measures and all that. What we see here, so sorry, is old information. Back then, it was 140, and then pre-hypertension was 130. But currently, the World Health Organization has agreed on 130. So then you go to check your BP. You see anything 130 or more, quickly report to any facility. Get the doctors informed. Let them examine you. We diagnose hypertension through series of measurements. We don't use just an instantaneous thing. There's no such thing. Oh, my time is running out. Oh, okay. You wanted to ask a question. You let me finish. The slides are not many. Kindly a few minutes, right? And then we'll land there. Yeah. So, we need to measure serially. Then we actually diagnose and confirm your hypertension, and then we treat you. So there's no such thing that you went home and then they said your mother or father was having problems. You went to check the BP, you saw 200, immediately, he has hypertension, and you start treating. Please, it's a very technical thing. Bring the person to a hospital. Let's go through serial measurements, actually define the average blood pressure under controlled parameters. Then we give drugs for the person to take. Once again, to emphasize, hypertension has no symptoms. And I keep hammering over and over again. The only way to know your blood pressure is to check it. Unlike malaria, typhoid, you give you a headache, a fever. This one, if you don't check, you wouldn't know. So it should be a habit that at least every month you check your blood pressure. And thankfully, owing to modernization, virtually every drugstore can check your blood pressure. Just go there one morning, sit down, let them check it for you, and then you get to know. That's the only way to know your blood pressure is low or high. Please, the next slide. It's important to know how to check your BP and measure it regularly. Next slide. So how do we treat hypertension? Someone has hypertension. Maybe you've been diagnosed of hypertension. Your mother, your father, your brother has been diagnosed of hypertension. It's a combination of things. So there are drugs, there are lifestyle modifications, there are diet, exercise, and stress control regimen. So what this slide seeks to say is that hypertension is treated by multiple factors. It's not just drugs alone. People have the misconception that, oh, my mother is on amlodipine or she's fine. No, we need to control other things. Drug treatments, that one is given by the doctors at the hospital. When you come, we give it to you. Lifestyle modification, this is based on the risk factors we saw. So you've got to modify dietary salts. You've got to increase physical activity. You've got to control stress. Now, diet, you have to maintain a balanced diet, cut down on calories, increase consumption of fruits and vegetables. You need to drink at least 6 glasses of water a day. You need to have, by the World Health Organization's recommendations, 3 meals a day interspersed with 2 healthy snacks, where these snacks could be servings of fruits, nuts, vegetables, fresh vegetables, whole grains. We must make active efforts to cut down on calorie-dense foods, to include some of the canned drinks we are consuming at the moment. But it's an occasion. But then we must have to make the effort to cut these things down. Yes, they have to raise our blood sugar alongside. We have to maintain low fat diets and stick to healthy fats. So most of the oils we have on the market, unfortunately, are quite harmful. But technically, vegetable oils are supposed to be healthy, but the ones we have, for some reason, are highly adulterated. The olives are also good. Soya bean oil, highly recommended. We must do away with animal fats. So chicken back, very deadly. So those of us who consume KFC, then you chew that back. The back alone contains very toxic levels of cholesterol. Fat people in our local setting, they call it stradinam. Everybody wants to see some oil dancing on the soup. Know that you've done the soup well, please. That kind of thing only chokes or blocks our blood vessels. These things are difficult to remove from the body, and they contribute to give us heart attacks and things like that. So reduce your intake of cholesterol, fatty foods, stick to healthy meals, reduce calories, increase vegetables, increase fiber in the diet, roughages, whole grains, fruits, nuts. These are things you should promote. Exercise. Once again, the World Health Organization recommends that any adult aged, my time is up, okay, just 2 minutes, I beg, aged 65 years and about, 18 to 64 should do at least 30 minutes of moderate intensity aerobic activity every day. This includes things like cycling, jogging, running. So everybody must exercise at least 30 minutes a day. Stress control, we've touched on that. Next slide, please. So these are examples of some healthy diets we could have day in, day out, which contribute to reduce our risk for things like hypertension, diabetes, and all that. And I believe everyone is familiar with this. I don't need to go through this slide. Next slide, please. Yes, so these ones we have to avoid them. Yes, unfortunately. Please can we go back? It seems people like the Kobe a lot. Please, so the Kobe must be reduced. Just a little Kobe. You boil and reboil, the salt drastically goes down. But typically in Ghana, we put the Kobe in, put more money in, then there's table salt and all that. And all these things raise our blood pressure. The sausages is a no. The burgers and things too, we have to do away with. Coca-Cola, no. So please, next slide, please. Right, exercise. So this activity alone can raise your blood pressure and things like that. So you have to reduce sedentary lives. We have to walk, exercise, and things like that. Next slide. My time is up. Studies have shown that people who are physically active also sleep better than those who are sedentary. And one way to get a good sleep, just walk or jog around your house, have a shower, and you sleep very well. Next slide. So drugs, we all know for the hospital people, the drugs too are very important. There's no such thing as my BP is fine. It's fine because of the drugs. As soon as you stop the drugs, you get a stroke. Next slide. Complications, next slide. So this man here, blindness, a very young man, you can lose your eyesight from hypertension if you don't control it. Next slide. Heart failure, one day you just wake up in the day and then you hold your heart before you get to Kolebu, you are gone, that kind of thing. These are complications of hypertension, high blood pressure. Next slide. I deliberately brought a young chap here because contrary to what we all think and believe, that dialysis is a thing for very old people. It is happening in very young people too. Young people are developing hypertension and diabetes and the like. So we've got to control BP well. That over here, an old man, an old woman with stroke. And this is very debilitating. You have to always be with caregiver support and things. So it's a very expensive disease. We can prevent this by just checking our blood pressure at least once a month. It doesn't do anything. Next slide. Right. Next slide. Next slide. I think. All right. So as a result of this loss of talent, loss of skilled power, all that, so we are aware of these things. I think I may have to for maybe just one or two questions because of time. So, sir, please, you wanted to ask something, or it's fine. All right. I think, yeah, that's okay. All right.
Thank you very, very much. So all too soon, we have come to the end of the first part. You know, the reason I'm first is that the outside socialized. There's they are drinking. They have not met in a while. There's health screening. Exactly. There's health screening also ongoing outside. Officially inside will be done. Then at your convenience, you know, we can just be outside. And when you are ready to leave, we know that the program has officially come. Yes. And then those who want to talk to us who travel, there's a stand outside. You can speak to them. And if you have questions too that you want to interact with any of the members of faculty too, they are around. Yes. And then the Katapati people also have their stand outside. And yeah, you can speak to Kebab. Is there kebab outside? It's coming. Okay. All right. So thank you very much. We'll take our closing remark from the organizing team. Please. You know, this wouldn't have been possible without the endless effort, planning, sleepless nights that are able Solomon, Mensa, and the team. Oh, please, where is Walter? Mr. Kemetu is here. Oh, please come. You know, please, endurance, yes, come. Please come. So, this is the team. There are so many others who have left and doing other things for us. But these are the members of the team that put together this homecoming activity. We are looking at trying to make this stay either annually or biennially. Biennial, every other year. Biennial. And you're bad. Okay. So we are looking at making sure that we bring, you know, people together, the alumni, various year groups. I think a lot of the discussions that we had over here points to the fact that we need to develop the department together. It's not just about faculty, it's not just about the university, but if we are able to build a vibrant alumni community, the expertise, the exposure that you have, you can come back and help build a department. So the closing remark, Abi Chairman. Okay. Bluebird, how old are you?
All right, so a very simple one. We want to thank God for how far He has brought us. It has not been easy, right? Some small accident coming in, some sobolo changing, spoiling and other stuff. But we thank God how far He has brought us. In fact, it's without your support. And we also want to say a big thank you to everyone, more especially all the people that supported Dr. Matoda was saying we are much grateful. In fact, I can also say, forget about Mr. Klu. I cannot forget about everyone, Prof. Yafe, Prof. Ferdinand Kachuku, helping us getting everything. Lawyer Tiki, I know you are here. HOD, everyone, Prof. Doku spending his time to be here. All the special guests of honors too, we are much grateful. We want to thank you all. In fact, my team behind Michael Soli also is part of the supporting team. So he too should also be given one of the thumbs up as well. One of the things I want us to know is that the main purpose of this homecoming is to be able to come back, have a reflection of where we started, where you currently are, and you want to see whether you can come back and even have a small donation. If you come back with one laptop, you come back with one chair, one cement or whatever, we can be able to get a department somewhere in the next 3 years. So that is our dream. We want to be able to make sure that we can come back and support. And now, as an alumnus of the department, we want to see how we can bring all fellow alumni coming in to be able to be together. And together, we can be able to get our department to a different level. In fact, we want to see it not as a department, but rather as a school of computing sciences, because we have a lot of postgraduate programs, we have a lot of undergraduate programs also on the way coming in. So as a postgraduate coordinator, we have never stopped doing special programs. So coming in next academic year, if you want to be able to pursue your program, come back, come and pursue MSc IT for business, come and pursue MSc AI and machine learning and pursue MSc HCI, come and pursue MSc Cybersecurity and Digital Forensics, come and pursue MSc Data Science, come and pursue MSc Computer Science, and let's do the PhD Computer Science alongside. And I want to say a very big thank you to everyone, and God bless you. And I can see my brother Kofi Sapon-Edumenu also here, the UTAC Vice President. We are much grateful for also coming here. So as my colleague said, we have not ended. This is a first phase. We're going to go out to be able to continue a phase 2, which is the socialization part, and very important. So please make sure that before you leave here, you grab a contact from a particular alumni. The students are also here. Connect with all the alumni, and let's try and socialize with each other. And there are some drinks. Ketapati is out. There are also some kebab and other things. Grab your t-shirt before you leave, all right? Stay blessed, and God bless you all, right?
One very closing prayer. Coffee's up. Okay. Madam prayer. Okay, so we'll take our closing prayer from our very able Dr.
Hello. Okay. So let's pray. Our Heavenly Father, we are grateful unto you. Daddy, this is the day you have made, especially for computer science department, to be able to connect with these old and alumni groups. Father, we give you thanks for bringing us to this far. And we thank you for making this program a success. We thank you for all the knowledge we have acquired, the reconnection we have done, and all the other aspects of this program. We commit our lives once again into your hands. As we live here, we are not living computer science. We always think about computer science, University of Ghana, and come back to support, to donate, and to let this department live to its expectation. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
So, yes, for that. If I before the picture, one more person I forgot. Please.
Thank you.
This wouldn't have been possible without you.
So thank you.
We want to say thank you. We want to say a big thank you.
Yes. Okay, so we'll take pictures. Where do we take it? Here. Okay, so we'll take pictures here, indoors or outdoor? Indoor. Okay, so let's, yes. So please, those who are outside, please come inside. Let's take.
Can those on Zoom take a screenshot? Can they all turn their camera on so we can take a screenshot?
Yes, those online, please turn on your camera so that we can take a nice photograph.
Those online, kindly turn on your cameras. We want to take a screenshot. This is the maiden edition.
Yes,
don't be left out. Kindly turn on your camera. We are taking a screenshot.
Yeah.
We are taking a screenshot. Make sure you come into the diaries. Kindly turn on your cameras.
Yeah.
We are taking a screenshot.
Okay, so I should. Yeah, so there's a link in the group.
Are you ready?
For those who are here, please try and register so that we know those who were able to attend
ready?
physically.
A lot more
Okay, so
people
there's
have
a
yet
link
to turn on their cameras.
Just follow.
Kindly turn your camera wherever you are.
And
We're
register.
taking
Oh, please come in.
a screenshot.
Let's
We want
take
to add it
pictures.
to the archives.
Come in.
This is the maiden edition.
Please come in. Let's take pictures.
We'll find a way to blend it with those taking photo in-house. Are we ready? Can we get a full page of cameras turned on? Full page of cameras turned on. A few more. A few more. A few more. Can we have a few more turning on their cameras? A few more. A few more at least. We need just about 10 more people to turn on their cameras. See how they are taking the pictures. We are waiting for you to turn your cameras. A few more, a few more, a few more.
A few more. A few more. Can we get a few more? A few more.
When did they
Hi,
start for the
Mr.
picture?
Dingo. A few more. Yes, some people have turned on. We are taking a second one of the screenshots. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Let's start arranging ourselves.
Thank you very much. If you don't mind, you can still stay on the background whilst those in-house use your background to take the pictures.
Please start arranging yourself. Let's start the arrangement first.
Make sure you come into the camera.
Please.
Even those of you online, you're on our background.
Please try and arrange yourself.
Even though we've taken the snipping to, you're on our background of the those in-house. So make sure you stay on.
Where the light today? Everybody here is an alumni. Oh, yes. Hello. Those who are joining, please go to the back. Oh, please. Okay, are you ready? Cheers. Yes. Please, someone should collect this.
You're all alumni. You're alumni now. Oh, we have to all get into the camera. All of you should come and join. Alumni.
Say cheese.
Yes. Alumni. These things now count. I don't think we should add those two. Maybe there's a
I hope you have taken a nice one.
Everybody.
One more. Say cheese.
Last one.
Yeah. So now everyone.
Please, everyone. Everyone join us. You have to
And when is Papa Contiaka?
Oh, and everyone, please, everyone.
Lizzie, everyone.
Everybody join. Make sure you see everybody. Cheese.
All right, everybody put up your hand and say cheese.
Some more people are coming.
Okay. Ready?
You guys
Hey, Mr. Walter is not in it too. One more. Last one. Hey, he will show Photoshop himself. Yes, I think.
Okay.
Are you ready? Software. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Software.
Our Zoom audience. Hopefully, the next excitement will have you guys taking part. Thanks for your participation and have a great rest of your day wherever you are. And thanks for joining us. Please make sure you have joined the WhatsApp group and you keep yourself posted on events. Have a great rest of your evening. A great rest of your afternoon, great rest of your morning, wherever you are. Bye.
Moment.